question we get frequently at growth marketing is, what is SEO? And most people nowadays probably have a basic understanding that SEO, or search engine optimization, is just simply the practice of getting a website to increase in rankings on the search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And while this is completely true, a lot of people get very fuzzy beyond that and they don't understand what it means. So I wanted to offer you this very simple explanation to kind of help you get a better grasp around it and help you get your mind around what SEO is, at least in 2014, and as far as we can tell, far into the future. So let's go ahead and get started. So we've got three different elements here. We've got site structure, citations, and legitimacy. And these are basically the three categories that I would put most anything revolving around SEO into. And so we'll go ahead and get started. So site structure is also known as on-page SEO. And this is things that you do on your website to increase your rankings. These can have a very dramatic effect. However, what we've found over years of experience is that it's not the biggest factor. However, if done incorrectly, can be a huge factor in losing rankings. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pop this open. So we've got three different things. We've got what's called a silo, we've got clean code, and we've got responsive design. So the first thing, silo. What this is on your website, this is you linking to other pages on your website with the keywords that you would like to rank for. And this is a very natural practice that Google loves, because A, you are telling Google more of what your website's about, and B, you're giving a good experience for the users. So an example of this would be if you had a page about about plumbing on your website. Say you're a plumber, and on the homepage you talk about plumbing, and then you go into how to unclog a drain. You might have a link in that text that says how to unclog a drain that goes to another page where you explain how to unclog a drain. Then beyond that, you could have another page that's called how to prevent drains from clogging. So on that page where you talk about unclogging a drain, you could have a link from there to how to prevent a drain from clogging. And what this does is it gives the user a great experience, because a user that's going to click on that link about how to unclog a drain probably wants to know how to prevent it from happening in the future. So it will be very beneficial from them, but then also you're helping to pass authority throughout your website. So it's going from your home page to the page about unclogging drains to the page about preventing clogs from your drains. So you're helping to spread out the authority of your site through all of your pages, which can have a huge benefit in your SEO. Next is clean code, and this is just simply a website that's put together where your coding is clean. I've seen a lot of what's called CMS, or content management systems, out there that create code that is very messy, and where you'll actually have thousands and thousands of lines of code before the text on your website actually starts. And what happens is when Google comes to your website, they read through those lines of code, and if all the way at the bottom is where your content is, sometimes they won't even get to it. Other times they will, but it just has a diminished effect. So you really want to have the text that's on your page near the top of your code. This can also be related to sites that are built around Flash or around completely using JavaScript. Can also cause this issue because Google can't necessarily tell what that's about. Now, using Flash or using JavaScript isn't necessarily terrible, but if your entire website is Flash-based, number one, people that are accessing your site from an iPhone will not be able to see anything. But number two, it's an old technology, and it's something that Google doesn't like, so you're going to want to get that updated. Next up is responsive design, and this has become very, very important over the last few years. I would say since maybe 2011, 2012, this has been increasingly important to Google. And what it is that your website changes the experience depending on the size of the screen somebody's on. So if somebody's on a 27-inch iMac screen versus a mobile phone screen, they're going to have they should have a different experience. Otherwise, what happens is people have to zoom in, and it's very difficult to see. Now, this has, in my opinion, a very small effect on your SEO, but it does have an effect, and Google has publicly stated that they have a preference for sites that have a responsive design. And I'm going to go ahead and end this video and go ahead and pick it up in the next one. But that's basics of your site structure. We'll see you in the next video.